And guys, let's talk about the man who many consider to be the greatest basketball player ever, Michael Jordan. We know what he accomplished as a player, but now we are shifting to the conversation to him as the only black team owner currently in the NBA. According to our Jackie MacMullan, Jordan reached out to Players Association President Chris Paul in advance of the meeting yesterday afternoon between certain player representatives and the team owners of the 13 teams left in Orlando. Of course, as the owner of the Hornets, Michael Jordan wouldn't normally be on that call, but he wanted to talk to Chris about what the players wanted to achieve. That meeting on Thursday, Jordan was described as the voice of reason, according to Jackie MacMullan's sources, urging owners to allow the players to express their frustrations and concerns before offering any of their own solutions. So listen before you talk. That was important perk that Jordan wanted to tell his fellow team owners. And then he also wanted to make sure that he was helping Chris Paul and the other players, Andre Iguodala, who are on that call, to say, hey, this is what they're asking for. This is what we need to do. So as a former player yourself, Perk, what is your reaction to MJ taking that role in these discussions, especially given that as a player, he wasn't interested in getting into politics, and he's spoken about that?
Well, Rachel, it's everything to me. We're talking about one of the most powerful, iconic people to ever walk the planet Earth, Michael Jordan, right? And when you look at it, he has seen it on both sides. He saw it as a player when he had to deal with ownership. It wasn't always good. And now that he's an owner, he knows how to deal with players. So he's seen it on both sides. What other better mediator would you need between these two parties than Michael Jeffrey Jordan, right? So he could listen to, Chris Paul and the players and listen to their demands for the owners and go back and tell the owners, hey, this is what they are demanding. This is what they want. This is what they mean by it. And as an African-American and us knowing Michael, and especially myself from watching the Last Dance documentary, he is never going to shy away from him being an African-American, whatever room he's in. So you could expect that the loyalty is going to be there to the players. So I'm totally all in for it. I think it is going to be powerful, and I think it will be huge if he could do this, because, look, MJ has took a lot of heat about not stepping up when it comes down to politics, but I can say this. When the murder of George Floyd happened, he was the first owner of any sports to step on the front line and not only speak on it, but let his actions take place.
Absolutely.
Rach, I think what's important about Jordan is that, did you notice he wasn't quoted in Jackie's story? Like, she wrote about it, but he was not quoted. And that's by design. Like, he doesn't just speak just to hear himself talk. He's not out there all the time publicly. He really is cautious and strategic about what he says, but so that when he does say something, when he does interject himself and speak, it has so much power. I mean, what owner in that room is going to tell Michael Jordan he doesn't know what he's talking about? Okay, what owner in that room is going to tell Michael Jordan that he doesn't know what the players think or what they should do? And what player is going to say something back to Michael Jordan? It's because of how strategic he has been in when he speaks that Michael Jordan's voice carries that much weight. And I think what's really important for the players is they understand that the owners in that room are some of the wealthiest, most powerful Americans in this country that can help them enact some of the social changes that they want to see happen. And Michael Jordan is one of the wealthiest and most powerful black men in America. And I think if they can all learn to work together and get on the same page, that is a tremendous power. But you have to channel it in the right way. You have to be strategic. And I think that's what Michael Jordan and Chris Paul are trying to do together.
Yeah, I love, by the way, that Michael Jordan called Chris Paul and Russell Westbrook, who are, of course, Jordan brand athletes, and so still always staying true to form on that. But also, I am sick. I know a lot of players are sick. Perk, you've talked about it a lot. You are sick of having to put that qualifier before Michael's name, the idea that he is the only black majority owner of an NBA team. There is currently a team, the Minnesota Timberwolves, that is apparently about to change hands, reportedly going to be for sale. And I would just urge the NBA again to take a closer look about the available ownership groups that could purchase that team, and the idea that Michael Jordan would maybe not be the only black representation at the ownership table would be awesome.